And as I did so, I figured I could help myself by talking myself through it. And yeah, I figured I could help other people while I did it. We'll see if anybody comes in first. So the idea that I wanted to discuss, that I was kind of working through for myself, is how we deal with step size. So like a lot of people get feedback from their instructors that they're taking too big a step, especially follows, right? They get this crazy critique that they're overstepping when they go forward, or even leaders, we take giant step backwards. A lot of times we're much taller than our follows, and what we feel like is a normal step is just way too much for our follows. So I figured we'd kind of talk a little bit about how we manage our own step size, kind of find our own boundaries. Let's do it. So when I think of how big of a step I can take, I imagine there's a circle around me that is a boundary unique to me. That boundary is going to be based on how my hip reacts to the length of step. So I'm going to give you a few examples. So one, just as a general idea, we're going to take an international step forward. So when I step forward, I'm going to step forward on a straight leg. When I step sideways, backwards, or anywhere within that space, I'm going to step with a bent leg. See from the side here. So as I place this foot, where I want to set my limitation is where I can place my heel down without having any major hip changes. So you'll notice right here, I can straighten my leg and place my heel on the floor without my hip having to do any real work. I feel engagement here, but it's not having to move. So you'll see as soon as I reach a little bit further and I try to straighten this leg, now you start to see this hip get pushed out to the side, or my other option is to move. The problem is once we get to this place, when I try to actually push my weight over, I'm gonna run out of room really fast, and now I'm not fully balanced on that leg. So you have to experiment a little bit, find where that boundary is for you, place the foot out, try to straighten the leg and get the heel on the ground. That's good for me, that's good for me. About right there is when I'm starting to reach. It's the reason I'm dressed so ridiculously right now with like oversized shirt tucked into cargos and rolled up so you can see my socks, so you can actually see what's happening. I'm placing that leg out, and I straighten, I see even here I start to get that hip action moving. So I know my limitation is right before that. So there's that for me. I'm gonna do the same thing going backwards. So I'm gonna strike this leg. Where can I go that doesn't push my hip like this when I straighten my leg? So here is gonna be too far. See, as I start to straighten my leg, it starts to pull that hip backwards. So it needs to be a little bit closer, and here we go. Now, realistically, when I walk backwards, am I stepping, putting my heel on the ground, and then going? No. But still being able to be there shows my body that this is a place that I can move fully to without having to do anything wonky with my body or over push myself to get there. I want control from point A to point B. Going forward is going to be the same actual concept. So I place this foot forward. I'm trying to find where can I put my heel on the ground without having to do too much pitching over and dropping. Where can I find a stable place, be able to go from a pointed foot to drop that heel on the ground. Now again, I'm not necessarily going to be able to go place, heel down, then move, but that's almost the goal when we step forwards. So I'm going to find that limitation. Where can I put this heel down and then move to it? Good. You'll see whenever we take too big of a step, and here's what happens for a lot of follows. I'm just going to make sure you guys can hear me. Okay, I think so. If you can't hear me, please tell me. I'm using my newer microphones. So I'm extending this leg out. And if I go too far, now one, I don't have full control as I try to move here. You see me already kind of losing my balance. I'm losing my base, so I have fewer points of my tripods of my feet on the floor. So we want to find that. We find this boundary here, place that heel down, and then we can move. Now with this, we're going to steal something that I learned from, so we like occasionally get coaching from some ballroom instructors, and like my professional partner, Mia, teaches ballroom as well. And so this idea, and hopefully I'm not butchering it, but when you step forward in smooth, as you press forward, you can actually slide the foot to where the heel is where your toe was. So if I need to take a larger step, and I place my toe here, and this is within my hips boundaries, I can mark right here where my toe is, push my heel to that point by sliding. Now I can drop that heel, and then I still have full control to get my weight to that foot. So this is going to help when you have to take that extra big step. You can place the foot, push, and we're still stable, get that heel down, push the rest of the way, and be balanced. Just double checking on audio. Okay, cool. Somebody did say they could hear well. Awesome. Glad the mics are working. You can probably hear me mouth breathing too. So same thing on this side. I'm going to place that foot out, mark where my toe is. These wood floors are fantastic for this. Mark where my toe is. I'm going to push my heel up to that point, drop it, and then push myself the rest of the way. So to expand to the last idea, and this was more experimentation, I kind of picked it up from like jazz and ballet classes I've taken, or like even thinking of the idea of like a chassé, is if I want to take an even larger step, I can plié into one leg. If you're unfamiliar, we'll just call that bending your knee. If I want to push this foot, because now you'll notice I can put that heel down without moving my hip too much. But the problem is if I try to push up, now I'm stuck again. I might as well have taken a giant step while standing up. So if I use a plié to take a larger step, I have to complete that weight transfer in plié, then I can stand up. So I could place large step, complete through plié, then come up. Same thing going backwards. Take a really large step, complete into the knee. Now I can stand up. Now making that look pretty or good is a different question, and I'm probably not the one to ask about that. But it works either way. So we went sideways. Forwards the same way. Follows, just be careful of when you use a plié from your anchor into your one, it can really quickly become a habit. And not a habit we necessarily want to build. If you're going 5 and 6 and 1, and you're going into this plié every single time. So just be wary of that when you watch yourself. Try to do this from a straight leg. Every once in a while, you get that extra energy. Stylistically, you want to move through plié here. It's going to be the same thing. I'm going to place that foot out. I'm going to move to another bent knee, and then I'm going to press up. Cool. So play with finding those limitations and pressing each direction. See how that goes. If anybody has any questions or another topic they just want to ask about, now would be a great time to do it before I finish up my own practice. No? All right. Well, for those of you that did show up, I know I gave absolutely no warning about this, so thanks for showing up. And otherwise, have a great evening or day or morning, wherever you are.